Hey guys, it's Coach Rob here. I'm actually in the office here, just finished up teaching a session, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about the emotions that can show up in the boxing ring. Um, some people tend to be more emotional than others, just in general. Maybe sometimes get angry over certain things or simple things, and other people hold it inside and don't show those emotions as much. But in a boxing ring, it's really important that you keep your emotions in check. The only thoughts in your mind should be to go in and do what you've trained to do, which is to score punches, to block punches, to not get hit, and to score more punches than you get scored on, right? So if you treat it like it's a game or a job to do, is probably a better way of looking at it, right? You go in there, you do the job, then emotions should really have no part in what you're doing. You will get thoughts that pop into your head along the way. Like if you get punched with a hard punch while you're boxing, it's normal, especially in the beginning, to recognize that fact, and your body can start to adjust to that. Adrenaline can kick in. It can make you back up instead of move forward. It can make you forget to breathe. It can make you tighten up all your muscles and go into survival mode. But the more that you do it, the more you start to learn how to control these emotions and to recognize when they're happening so that you can continue to go on and ultimately get the result that you want in your match. Kids have a hard time with their emotions and when they first start boxing. A lot of kids get upset if they get punched or they don't win or they don't think they did good. They'll cry, they'll get tears in their eyes. They have to learn how to work through that. And they need you as parents and us as coaches to help them work through that. The most challenging thing to do is to help a kid who just got punched in the nose to get the confidence and the courage to go back and try to do it again. Sometimes parents can put too much pressure on a child where they feel upset because they don't think they're living up to their parents' expectations. And I usually can tell when that's the case, because while the kids are sparring, they're looking out at their parents as if to get that encouragement from their parents that says, hey, you're doing a good job, right? That shouldn't happen while they're in the boxing ring. So, try not to be too tough on your kids, because putting pressure on them is going to be the reason why they don't want to get back in the ring again, because you're taking that fun away from them. And it's hard enough to get in the boxing ring. But we need to give them that little bit of a push to get back in there with encouragement. And sometimes we need to do that for ourselves, right? I mean, for adults, we need to tell ourselves, hey, look, just get back, get in there, get back on the horse and keep going. You're going to keep getting better. You're going to keep getting more used to the emotions that do show up in the ring, but you should never get angry and you should never be upset. There should never be a time in a boxing ring when you're crying, unless it's the joy of excitement after you just won, okay? There's no crying in a boxing ring. There should be no reason to cry at all ever in a boxing gym, all right? Because those emotions you have to learn to deal with. And when your opponent senses that you have emotions showing up, that is perceived as weakness. And your opponent will take advantage of any weakness that they can find. If you're just hitting bags for fun, that's fine, but you still should never be emotional in a boxing gym, okay? You should never be mad, never be, upset about anything. You should be in there, you do your thing, do it the best that you can. You leave all that stuff outside of the boxing gym. But in the ring, when you're sparring, if you're going to ever compete or anything, But even just out of normal, I'm sparring my gym mates, my classmates in the ring in a controlled environment. There should never be tears in your eyes. Should never be crying in the ring. And look, if you do, you get a little upset or whatever, you're going to learn to work through it. So I'm saying this should never happen, but it will happen to some people. I'm saying we need to recognize it when it happens and try to stop it from happening. Okay? We need to get tougher. That's part of what boxing does. I mean, one of the best things about boxing is it teaches us how to get more mentally tough and to deal with our emotions. Because that emotional process that happens in the ring, especially in those early, that first year of learning this stuff, learning how to deal with taking a punch and how to deal with persevering through the challenges, that's a tough thing to get through. So, over time though, like I said, you're going to get better and better and better. So anyway, try to do your best to deal with that. Try not to use your emotions as an excuse to not go back into the ring. It's easy to lose in a fight and never want to fight again. It's easy to go in and spar, get punched, and not want to go back and spar again. I mean, everybody wants to throw punches and land punches, but nobody wants to get hit, right? And that's your goal. But look, you're going to get hit sometimes, right? Everybody wants to go to heaven and nobody wants to die, right? So look, we got to work through that stuff. If you do, you're going to be a lot better boxer. Don't let your kids quit because they get emotional in the ring. Don't put too much pressure on them. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. This is just fun, guys. All right, unless you're going to be a professional boxer and make this your career, this is just fun. This is keeping you in shape. This is also transforming yourself into a new person down the line. But have fun while you do it. All right? Think about it. It's important, and it'll keep you or your kids from quitting, and it'll make sure that you understand that this is it's a normal part of the sport. But we need to just get a grip on it and make sure it doesn't affect us, and make sure we keep getting tougher and stronger in there. All right? You guys have a good day, and I'll see you at the gym.